good evening, my brothers and my sisters, my father, whoever is following this message of Jesus Christ Project. I am inviting you for this evening service. Let us go together and see what has happened. We know very well what has happened in the beginning. When the Lord observed the extent of human wickedness on the earth, and he saw that everything they thought of or imagined was consistently or totally evil. So the Lord was sorry he has made them and put them on earth. It broke his heart. In those days, and for some times after that, giant Nephilims lived on the earth. For whenever the sons of God have intercourse with the woman, they gave birth to children who become the heroes and famous warriors of the ancient times. And the Lord said, I will wipe this human race I have created from the face of the earth. Yes, I will destroy every living thing. All the people, the large animal, the small animal that scurry along the ground, and even the birds of the sky. I'm sorry I have made them. But Noah found favor with God. This is something that is very important. God wanted to carry on with the family of Jesus Christ. So from all the people on earth, the only person whom God realized that he is favorable was Noah. Noah was the son of Lamech, who, when he was born, Lamech thought, at least maybe by this young man, God will rethink about the curses he has given to his children. Maybe things will change. But Noah was the only person on earth, the only righteous person on earth. And because of that, he found favor with the Lord. And then Noah was a righteous man, the only blameless person living on earth at the time. And he walked in close fellowship with God. And Noah was the father of three sons, Sem, Ham, and Japheth. And because of the corruption, because the world has turned around and become very corrupt, God was ready to destroy everything he has created. So when we go to Genesis 7 from 1, when everything was ready, the Lord said to Noah, go into the boat with all your family. For among all the people of the earth, I can see that you alone is righteous. You alone are righteous. Noah alone, you are righteous. Take with you 7 pairs, male and female of each animal I have approved for eating and for sacrifice. Take 1 pair of each of the others. So you take all the animals that you can leave them at home. And these others you must take 7 of them. And these others you must take 2 of them. Then there must be a male, female of each pair to ensure that all life will survive on the earth after the flood. 7 days from now, I will make the rains pour down on the earth. It will rain for 40 days and 40 nights until I have wiped away from the earth all living things I have created. So Noah did everything as the Lord commanded. Noah was 600 years old when the flood covered the earth. He went on board the boat to escape the flood, he and his wife and his sons and their wives. With them were all various kinds of animals, those approved for eating and for sacrifice, and those that were not, along with all the birds and the smaller animals that scurry along the ground. They entered the boat in pairs, male and female, just as God had commanded Noah. After 7 days, the waters of the flood came and covered the earth. When Noah was 600 years old, on the 7th day of the second month, all the underground waters erupted from the earth, and the rain fell in mighty torrents from the sky. The rain continued to fall for 40 days and 40 nights. That very day, Noah had gone into the boat with his wife and his son, Sam, Ham, and Japheth. With them in the boat were pairs of every kind of animal, domestic and wild, large and small, along with the birds of the air. Two by two they came into the boat, representing every living thing that breathes. A male and female of each kind entered, just as God has commanded Noah. Then the Lord closes the door behind them. For 40 days the flood water grew deep, covering the ground and lifting the boat high over the earth. As the water rose higher above the ground, the boat floated safely on the surface. Finally, the water covered even the highest mountain of the earth, rising more than 22 feet above the highest peak. All the living things on earth died, birds, domestic animals, wild animals, small animals that scurry along the ground, and all the people. Everything that breathes and lives on thy dry ground die. God wiped out every living thing on earth, people, livestock, small animals that scurry along the ground, and the birds of the sky. All were destroyed. The only people who survived were Noah and those with him in the boat. And the flood water covered the earth for 150 days. If we can look at this story, we see God rescuing the family of Jesus Christ. And whatever he did, he gave Noah the instruction. And Noah carried the instruction as God has said. He did not change anything because Noah was the only righteous person and he respected God. So whatever God said, he did as it is. Let's take this example. God said to Noah, take 7 pairs of male and female of each animal I have approved for eating and for sacrifice, and take 1 pair of each others, and take 7 pairs of every kind of a bird. There must be a male and female in each pair to ensure that all lives will survive on the earth after the flood. 7 days from now, I'll make rain pour down on the earth. So when God was telling Noah, do this, do this, do this, it was not practically possible for Noah to do that. But what happened? Noah take a supervisory rule, and God collected all the 7 pairs of male and female of animals, all the 7 pairs of all the birds, and 2 pairs of each animal. All the animals that were on earth were to be preserved. Why they are to be preserved? Because everything that was there before the flood, they must come out after the flood. So whatever God has created in the beginning, they must come out after the flood. After the flood, if there were goats, if there were fishes, whatever was there, they must also be there. So God makes sure that Adam is taking a supervisory role, but the rest of the animal, they will come. God will tell them to go to the boat. It doesn't matter what kind of animal are there. It was lion, crocodile, everyone. God tell them to go to the boat. The only thing we didn't hear is about fishes and crocodile and other animals that live in the water. But the rest of the animals that stay in the ground, each one of them was told, you two go, you two go, you two go, you two go. Only male and female went into the boat when God commanded them. And by then, Noah was 600 years old when he went to the boat with his wife and all the various kinds of animals that were approved to eat for sacrifice and those that were not, along with the birds and smaller animals that scurry along the ground. They entered the boat in pairs, male and female. They did not, they were not taken inside the boat. They came walking and entered the boat in pairs, male and female, just as God has commanded Noah. So, no, God did not command the animals. He commanded Noah. But after commanding Noah, when Noah was ready that the animals should come, they come. They come by themselves. Noah said they must come in pairs, male and female. They come as Noah has commanded. This is something very strange about our God. He commanded me to study the Bible, and I studied it day and night. And when I'm doing the studying of the Bible, things that belongs to me, they come, male and female. They come in whichever size. They come as God has commanded me, that a person does not live by bread alone, but by the word coming from the mouth of God. Because of that command, everything that has got to do with me, they come. I don't know where they are coming from, but they will come. I don't know where they will be coming from and with what, but they will come because God has commanded Noah. God commanded me to study the Bible day and night and live by his word. When he commanded me and when I followed that command, everything that has got to do with me, they come by themselves and come into my life. They started channeling my life, directing my health, directing my finances, directing my whole life. That is when someone is living in close cooperation, in close relationship with God. God will direct everything that you need to come to you. He will direct your health to be restored. He will direct your eyes to be restored because you are living by the word. So, what about someone who is not living by the word? Which means nothing that is good for him will come. Everything bad will come to him. Not because they were sent by God, because he is living by the style of this world. Let's look what happened when Noaxe was doing what God has commanded. So Noah did everything as the Lord commanded him at an age of 600. Everything come. They entered the boat in pairs, male and female, just as God has commanded Noah. And this is the only biggest miracle that has happened. God wanted to save all the animals of the earth, and he commanded Noah. But the animals came from where they were, and they entered the boat. When they entered the boat, God did something unpopular. All the underground waters erupted from the earth, and the rain fell in mighty torrents from the sky. The rain continued fall for 40 days and 40 nights. So everything was like switched on. Everything was now switched on. Even the water from the ground, they were starting to erupt. And this rain and the eruption of water from the ground went on for 40 days and 40 nights. That very day, Noah has gone into the boat with his wife and son. We see things starting to change. That very day, Noah has gone into the boat with his wife and his son, Sem, Ham, and Japheth and their wives. When With them in the boat were pairs of every kind of domestic and wild, large and small, along with the birds of every kind. Two by two they came into the boat, representing every living thing that breathes. Male and female of each kind entered, just as God has commanded Noah. So God did not worry about what is happening. He only commanded Noah. Noah did nothing, but things start to move. Noah just do the commands. He build the boat, make sure everything is there, the food is there, the water is there, the fire is there, everything is there inside the boat. Then God commanded all the animals to come to the boat by themselves. And then he closed the door. For 40 days and 40 nights, the water was coming from the underground and they were coming from the sky. And this water rose above the ground. The boat floated safely on the surface. Finally, the water covered the highest mountain on earth, rising more than 22 feet above the highest ground. All the living things on earth died. Birds, domestic animals, wild animals, small animals that carry along the ground, and all the people. Everything that breathes and lived on the dry land died, except those that were living inside the water. God wiped out every living thing on earth, people, livestock, small animals that carry along the ground, and the birds of the sky. All were destroyed. The only people who survived were Noah, those with him. And the flood water covered the earth for 150 days. So this is the situation now. Jesus has come. When he came, the first thing he did, he went to see John the Baptist, who has prepared the ministry for him. And after seeing John the Baptist, Jesus was baptized. And we see the Spirit coming to him. From there, he went to the desert to be tested in the mountains of the desert. There, he met the devil, the same devil who met the woman Eva. He met Jesus. The same story he continued with Jesus. And what we hear Jesus saying is that, you devil, you don't know who I am. You said I'm the Son of God. Yes, you are telling the truth. And I can change these stones to be food. But let me tell you the honest truth. A real person does not live by food only, but he lives by the word, by the command coming from the mouth of God. And here we see Noaxe living by the command coming from the mouth of God. Jesus is telling the devil, but we have seen Noaxe living by the commands coming from the mouth of God. And all the animals come crawling into the boat just by him following the commands. Not by him doing anything, just following the commands. We see the animals, big and small, coming into the boat two by two. This is how powerful the commands of Jesus are. And it went on and on. Jesus has to tell the devil again, you devil, you don't know who I am. I'm the Son of God, yes, but I cannot bow down to you. I will never bow down to you because it is written, you are supposed to bow down to your God only. These are things that has happened. And when Jesus' ministry started to move, he went from place to place, preaching the gospel. Like he said to us, go ye into the world, preach the gospel, teach them exactly what I've told you to preach. Don't preach your own gospel, Don't preach the things for your churches. Preach what I have told you to preach. Only that. This is how God wanted us to live today. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not, but if you don't do it God's way, you will suffer the consequence. You will not be able to command anything on this earth to follow you. It won't. The animals will never come to your boat. The elephants and the lions and the cheetahs will never come to your boat unless we are following the commands of Jesus Christ. My brothers and sisters, we don't have any other choice except to go to water for baptism, because God destroyed the first earth by water. We don't have any other choice except to be baptized by the Spirit of God. If we can't do that, we don't expect the commands of God to work into our lives. We won't expect the life of God to change our life for the better. So, my brothers and sisters, we, the disciples of Jesus Christ Project, I cannot lie to you. I must tell you the honest truth. As long as you follow the commands of Jesus Christ, whoever is in your family will be saved by that. That's why Noah's family was saved. We don't know where they are coming from, but they were all saved. Why did he save those 7 members? Because Noah was following the command. Noah was living according to the word. I thank you, my brothers. Take this message to the world, preach it to the other friends, so that we all can live by the word. In Jesus Christ's name, amen.